from Atlanta, Georgia. It's At Home with AJ. And now, your host, Anthony S. and Jasmine.
Whew, man.
Oh, boy.
Welcome, everybody. We are back. Show 7.
At Home with AJ.
Show number 7. We are rolling. We're gonna roll, baby.
I know.
Happy holidays to you.
Same to you, babe.
Looking
We had a
good.
great Thanksgiving, didn't we?
We sure did.
We
Boy,
did.
I mean, how many nephews you had in here?
Woo, we
had
had
the
a
whole
lot of
clan.
family here.
You had the whole
Shout
clan.
out to all the Wootons and the Hancocks. We truly enjoyed you guys
It
and
was
can't
great.
wait for the next time around.
They stayed over the whole weekend. I mean, whatever corner they can find, they slept in that corner. We had some bedrooms upstairs. We had wherever you could on the couch. But we got them in there, and we had a great time. And I hope you guys out there had a great, nice Thanksgiving too.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna do some shout outs.
Oh, yeah. We want to shout out to Ed Stroud. He was feeling a little under the weather. You're home now, and we're so glad. And keep on getting better so you can get out there and keep making that good music.
Yes,
You
sir.
know?
Yes, sir.
We love you, man.
Love you. Hey, feel better. I want to shout out to a few people of mine. I want to shout out to the Total Eclipse Band from Teaneck, New Jersey. My old band I used to be in. I used to blow tenor sax with them, y'all. Shouting out to
My
Keith,
hometown.
Aubrey,
Jersey.
and Ina, the Macklin family. Shout out to you guys. Happy holidays to you. I also want to shout out to the Parking Spot number 1. Okay, Parking Spot number 1. And I want to shout out to Brett, my man Brett. I want to shout out to my man Cedric and my main man, Daryl Powell.
Woo.
Shouting out to Daryl, baby.
Hey, Daryl.
Hey, Daryl. We love you, man. Shouting out to you guys. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That was
I
great,
got
babe.
to take care of them.
Okay, so,
you know.
all right.
You know.
And now that we've done all the shout outs,
Mm-hmm.
what's the good news, babe?
Good news. Good news. Let's see. Let me pull up my old trusted iPad here. Let's see. We've got
Once
some-
again, we use all of social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and we get a lot of information from there, what's going on in the world, in our own community, with the folks that we love down here that we hang out with. We
Right.
get a lot of information. And so that's what we're going to be giving to you guys, letting you know, even though you see it all on Facebook, you're going to hear it from us. We're going to put a face on that Facebook.
I'm trying to get my. Hey, got to put the face to the place. Okay. So I'm coming up on the good news right now. You know, sometimes these electronic things don't work the way they should work, but we got it. We got it. Okay. This is some of the best news I've heard in a long time. This is a good one. There's a young man by the name of Stephen R. Stratford. This guy's age 11, and he's from here in Atlanta. He's from Georgia. And let me tell you, man, Stephen, 11 years old, he is a triple major. Mm-hmm. He entered Morehouse College. Graduated with a triple major, and he's on his way to medical school. 11 years old now. How you gonna do a triple major?
Babe,
how are you going to Morehouse at 11?
He's a triple major, pre-med,
Pre-med.
mathematics, and computer science.
How are you gonna do all that?
Now, that's not
at
good
11
news.
years old. Oh, and he's also an accomplished pianist.
Oh yes, he's a genius.
Okay.
And we are so proud of this. Is Georgia's son. He's from Georgia.
He's from Georgia, and the youngest person to enter medical school. God bless you, man. Congrats, man.
Yeah. He's on.
Wow.
He'll be ready to graduate when he is 22 years old. Can you imagine that? That is
How do you do that? I mean, when he was 3, he was He was,
No, he was playing piano at 2.
he was playing piano at 2. So he was
At
playing. He was
2.
playing Mozart and all that stuff.
Classical piano.
Mozart and all this classical at 2 years old. How do you do that?
I'm
Okay.
getting goosebumps just talking about him.
We need to find-
Maybe we can get him on the show. What you think?
I was going to say we need to
Ooh.
call his people and see if we can get him on At Home with
Yeah.
AJ. So hey, Stephen, we're coming for you. All right, we're gonna Facebook you. We're gonna email you. We're gonna have you on the show.
That's right, Stephen
Okay,
R.
so get ready.
Stafford the second.
Wow, amen. Whew.
Great, that is great, babe.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, so you ready for Ask AJ?
Ask AJ. Well, let's see. I got to switch over here. I got something on my phone here.
Well, I have the first question. You want me to ask you?
Yeah, you
I'm
go
gonna
ahead,
give it
because
to
I got to
you.
pull this up.
Okay. Hi, AJ. My name is Keisha. I've been watching your show since it debuted in October. And my question is, are you a real couple in love, or are you just two very good friends? Well.
Well, what do you think? Well, if you are a fan of At Home with AJ, you can see how Jazz and I interact with each other. You can kind of tell. Yes, matter of fact, let me just go cut to the chase. Yes, we are a real loving couple.
This is my boo. That's my boo.
I'm her boo, and she's my babe. So yeah, we are a real couple. But we also are very good friends. You can't be a couple without being good friends. So we are the best of friends, but we are the best of loving couple. This is my girl, man.
Right. I used to
You gotta be
tell
friends first.
Anthony that if we were not friends, you know, I feel good about being friends more so than lovers. We are both, but to be friends, to say that you're someone's friend means a lot. You
Right.
know, because you can talk to that person, you share a lot of things with that person. It's just like, you know, two girlfriends, two guy friends. You know how you do when you have that really good friend. So just imagine having a partner in life that has that same type of friendship.
A friend is always
You know.
going to be there for you. There's no excuse. If whatever you need, it's done. Whatever Jazz needs, I'm there. There's no excuse. A friend will always support you. Always got your back. I always have her back. We became very good friends before we became lovers. So again, yeah, Keisha, we're the real deal. We're the real deal. Yeah, my babe. Hey, don't tell nobody.
Okay, babe, what's the second question?
The second one is, oh no.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. My phone's getting ready. Oh, it didn't conk out on me. I thought it was. Okay, no, I got it here.
Okay.
I got to upgrade. I got to. Don't laugh at me. I got to upgrade, because sometimes this thing don't work the way I want it to work. It's giving me all kind of little silly messages about it's getting ready to conk out and all kind of stuff. It's time for me to. That'd be a good Christmas present. Hint.
You got it.
Hint.
You got it.
I got to get a Galaxy.
Oh.
Something better than you feel me? Okay. Well, let's see. Question number 2. It says, "Hi AJ." See how silly we are? Only friends can do that. Okay. Hi AJ. My name is Sam, and my question is, what do you two like to do when you're not shooting At Home with AJ? Good question.
Ooh.
Oof.
Movies.
You
We
t- you-
both
you-
love old movies.
Old school, baby.
That's right.
Old school.
And Anthony loves scary movies, and I'm
yeah.
not a big fan. I'll sit here I'll watch them with him, but I'll have my hands over my eyes the whole time.
Right on to all the scary movie lovers out there. Yes, we're gonna have a club pretty soon called the Scare Club. Yes, that's coming. Y'all watch out for the Scare Club. It's coming.
He
We'll be
likes
watching all
scary
movies.
and sci-fi. I'm comedy, love, and drama. You know, I'm all the other stuff.
I watch it with you sometime. I'll sit there and watch it. I like some, some love.
I know.
I do.
You do.
Romantic.
You
I like romantic comedy.
do. And my
romantic.
favorite movie of all time is Imitation of Life. What's your favorite movie, Anthony?
That's really hard to pin down. My favorite.
Favorite movie.
My favorite. You know what? I think my favorite movie probably of all time was with Sidney Poitier, To Serve with Love. Y'all remember that one?
Okay.
To Serve with Love
Oh yeah.
with Lulu. Remember that?
Yes.
All your little fans out there.
Tulsa, where love. Yeah, I love that too.
Okay. We're you know, you can hire us for parties and stuff. We'll sing those songs. We'll sing the Serve Love and all the old tunes. We can sing that.
You know what? We're going to let our next guest take care of all that singing.
Okay. You know, we you know, I just wanted to belt out a little bit, but you know what? We've got a phenomenal guest tonight, and everybody in the world knows who her father is. Hot Butter Soul.
Yes.
Just say that one word.
Black Moses.
Yes. Shaft.
We have the fabulous Miss Heather Hayes.
Heather Hayes in the house, y'all. Yes. Hey. Hey, girl.
How are you?
Wow. Miss Heather. How are you? Heather Hayes. I am in rock, soul, butter heaven.
Really?
Yes, I am.
Rock, soul,
Have a
butter,
seat.
heaven.
Right there in the middle.
Okay.
Oh yes, my pillows.
You know, we didn't say hi to little Anthony. We
I know.
actually
Well, listen,
but that's okay.
Heather, you have to rub his ears.
Thank you.
Oh. We always have to give Anthony his little shutout.
Oh.
But everybody, look,
Ladies
we
and
have in the
gentlemen,
house.
Heather, the fabulous Heather Hayes, is with us on our couch. I am just in awe right now, sitting next to her.
Anthony is in Soul Rock
I
Heaven.
really am.
Oh, right, that's hilarious.
I really am. Heather, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for
Wow.
having me.
Wow. What have you been up to?
Just
Girl.
working, singing, and dancing. That's all I ever do.
Singing and dancing.
That's it. That's all I ever do.
I heard that you really are like a kick butt dancer.
Yes.
I mean, really.
Yeah, I was.
Now, is that what you started out doing, dancing?
No, I
before you-
started out singing.
Started out singing.
I've
Okay.
always, since I was like 12 years old, I always wanted to be a singer. And then I went to a performing arts school, and they were having, in performing arts, they split it up like a singer that can dance a little bit or a dancer that can sing a little bit. And I was a singer that could move a little bit, is what happened.
Which school was that?
Northside School of Performing Arts.
Okay.
So
Here,
that's
here
all.
in Georgia?
Yes, here in Atlanta. So I was in
Oh.
a touring show. They had something called a touring company, which basically you did shows every week like you were working a real job. I don't even know how I graduated, but and it was run by students, and students were in it. So all the techs were students, sound guys, light guys, roadies
Wow.
were students, and everybody
Wow.
on stage, they were students.
This is the first I've heard of this.
Wow.
Has this it's been here for a while? Is it
It-
still in operation?
It's not in operation because the director, he passed away some years ago, but it was well, like around the country known.
Oh, okay.
For, you know, like I remember when I think just a lot of famous people would come. They have a lot of Alvin Ailey dancers. A lot of people that came from my school, like Travis Payne, he choreographed for Michael Jackson, Jasmine Guy. I mean, lots of people came from Northside. So, and
Wow.
it was just, it was like fame. That's what it was.
My
So,
goodness.
yeah, that's when I started. Like, started doing professionally, like on a stage with costumes and having to learn about makeup. But before then, when I was like 11 or 12, I heard like like they teach kids prepositions and nouns, but they teach them with songs. So I was singing
Oh, that's a
how
good way
be
to
a
learn.
preposition or whatever. And I was like, oh, I can sing.
How does that go?
Around, across, among, to, against, something like that. That's what
Oh,
it was.
okay,
That's what
okay,
I remember.
okay.
I remember it. But I would try to make it sound like a song.
I wish we had that coming up.
Yeah, so that started when I was probably really young. And then when I was in elementary school, they had a talent show. And I was obsessed with The Wizard of Oz. So I wanted to sing Summer of the Rainbow. So, you know, that's when I kind of learned about sheet music and things like that. But I brought the sheet music to the audition and I made it, but I didn't like the sheet music. So my mom asked my dad to make a track for me. So he comes in with this track.
Oh, I
My mom
know.
is like,
Awesome,
I could
right?
imagine it was
Wow.
probably like composed to the max.
exactly.
You
My mom's
know.
like, she's 12. Like,
Right.
It had changes and bridges and modulations. And
That's how your
he was
dad
like,
worked.
oh, be quiet. I'll teach it to her. And
That's how he works.
I sang it at that particular, you know, talent show and won the talent show. And then when I auditioned to be in tour show, I used that song to be in tour show. And I just remember being in a choral room for the first time and like 300 kids. And usually when you audition, they kind of cut you off at the beginning of the song. You know, all my dad's songs are long. So they let me sing the entire song, and I got a standing ovation. And I was like 12,
wow.
like really young, going into high school.
Now, what's the tour show?
The tour show it's like you audition, 300 kids audition for it. It's maybe 18 spaces, and it's filled with dancers and singers. And you do a lot of Broadway stuff. You do a lot of top 40 stuff, and you just entertain companies. That's what we did. Like a lot of corporate gigs.
So you actually go around.
You go around the country. Like I went overseas.
Wow.
I went. I mean, it was a job. Like we didn't look at it at the time. When I look back, I'm like, that was a job, and they weren't allowed to pay us. So what they did is they would make donations to the school because we were all. I mean, I was 13 years old.
And so you had tutors on.
No,
that
you had
traveled
to,
with you?
you had to go to school, and if you were gone, they would excuse you. But you had to. And my mom made me take college prep. So she was like, no, you're not just gonna, you have to take college prep courses and if you want to do that. So that, and so that, I mean, I did it. I mean, I managed it because prior to that, I played violin. But when I went into school, they made me choose between being a violinist and a singer, and I chose singing.
We didn't know that. We didn't know. We didn't read that.
Yeah, I never
But
took it anywhere. I was in all-state orchestra, and I was first chair. So
do you ever pick it up? Like,
no, I don't. And my mom's like, you should pick it up.
You should pick it
I think
up.
I'm gonna try it.
just to
should
be,
pick
you
it
know,
up.
as a hobby.
Just to
You
shock
know?
people. You on stage all of a sudden, excuse me, y'all.
That's what she said.
Okay?
Do a Kim
Yeah.
Ford.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That would be cool. I was like, you busting out with something with some violin?
I might try to pick it
Yeah.
up again because I was actually good. And the funny thing is, when I first started, I wasn't so good. And my mom told me, she told me this not too long ago, that they were in their bedroom when I was practicing, and my dad was like, I don't know if she's gonna make it. So, but I ended up being good. Medal, all-state orchestra, first chair of.
I was gonna
the
say
second
first
part.
chair. Oh,
Yeah. Then I got demoted because demoted from first chair. And my mom was called in to the music teacher, and
What'd you do?
just because I wasn't reading, I was playing everything by ear.
And they didn't know.
They didn't know until she they do at the end of the quarter, they do like a test.
She did a drum.
She did a drum line
thing.
Yeah.
We saw that movie because Nick Cannon he actually memorized all them beats.
Yes.
So he just did it by memory. He didn't know how to read
That's how I was.
until he
And
had
that was
to
my
learn.
next question was, can you read? You know, because that's.
I could read, but it's almost like one of those things where what I remember will kick into overdrive, and I wasn't paying any attention. I wasn't reading it like I should, and so they demoted me. And she was saying that because violin is very hard to not to memorize. It's very hard. So she said she would have never known that had she not. And they take you individually, and they kind of do a test. And she was like, "Are you reading?" And I was like,
Yeah, I'm reading.
But the thing about
some.
it is, I don't think people know that my dad, when he made Shaft, he could not read music.
What?
Really?
Uh-oh.
Wait a minute.
She tell
He
us,
wrote
she tell
that
us.
score.
He wasn't a no. He knew notes and he kind of knew, but he learned. But his first instrument was sax. It's not piano.
Didn't know that either.
No, that was his first instrument.
That's what I play. Did he play tenor?
Yeah. No. I think he
Alto?
played alto, I think.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I could be lying. I'm not sure.
Didn't
about
know you
that.
played sax.
But like for instance, he did a lot of you don't see the credit on it, but he did some horn arrangements in some of the early Stax songs like
Yeah.
Try a Little Tenderness. The beginning of that, the horn. Yes,
yeah, okay.
That's him. He arranged that. So he was a horn player at first. That's his first instrument.
I can relate to that because I'm a horn player.
Yeah.
Jazz can tell you on the Total Eclipse album, we did a lot of horn work on there. So
I didn't know that until I was spending the summer with him. And I walk in the house and I see a sax on the couch. I'm like, whose is that? He's like, it's mine. I'm like, you play the sax? He's like, yeah.
And you never heard him play.
I had never heard him play, but when you can pull up tons of YouTube videos where it's a YouTube video that my brother just found, and he's playing the sax with the Osmonds.
Really? I have to look at
Yeah.
that.
oh, we gotta see that one.
Because I saw one on there where he was in the room and I don't know if he was working on Shaft or what, but they said he had wrote all the music for this, everything,
Yeah.
bass lines, everything.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my
But
god.
it's all by ear, which is probably why I played everything by ear. Me and my brother are the same. My brother is a musician. He's a producer, and he's not a reader, but we have just really good ears.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about your siblings. How many brothers or sisters do you have?
I have.
That's
I probably Isaac is the only one. His name is Isaac.
Okay.
He's Isaac the third. My father was actually the junior. So he's a producer. He's produced songs and writes and all that kind of stuff.
Good.
Now, are you originally from Georgia?
No, I was born in Memphis, Tennessee, which is, my dad was born in Covington. And then we moved to LA, and then we moved here.
Oh, he was in L.A.
Yeah, for a short time. My mom was like, nope, it's too fast.
She didn't like it.
And she's
Well,
like,
he was probably there for work, you know.
Yeah, I mean, but for us, my mom just felt like it was too fast of a city for children to be raised. And
It
so
is.
she was like,
It is. It could be.
Yeah, so she didn't.
Sure.
Came back to Georgia.
Yeah, she came to Atlanta. Yeah, because my mom is from Ohio.
Ah. Home of the
Yeah.
Zap and Ohio players.
Yeah, so that's where she's from.
Wow. You would never get this information on Facebook or on a tablet or in a newspaper. You would never get that unless you have the person right here. So you know, I had no idea that your dad was a saxophone player.
Yeah.
You know, when someone says sax, I light up because that's
I
what I
know,
play.
he does. Did
That's
you
what
see
I
it?
play.
Like,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I can relate to that, you know, reading. I had a lot of challenges myself, you know, where I would actually, I can kick it and memorize just
Yeah.
about anything. You know, a whole group of notes, I can memorize it and actually play it. Because you got to have ears, and your dad had ears.
Yeah.
Okay? Ray Charles, you saw that movie in Ray Charles? He says, she says, you know, you got a particular style, you know. He said, no, I got ears. I can hear. You see? So if you got ears, you can actually skate by for a long time.
Yeah.
You know, you
And
can.
I did.
You can.
I
You
skated
can.
by a long time.
You can.
Did your mom? Did she sing or
Oh,
play?
No, absolutely not.
No?
We tease her. We're like, okay, you can't hear a plane crash. She's a great writer, though. She's a songwriter. She's a lyricist. She's written. She did a song she wrote a song with Linda Clifford for Linda Clifford with my
I
dad.
remember Linda Clifford.
Yeah.
And there's another song. I don't know if the song ever came out. This lady named Ginty, that my dad produced and my mother wrote lyrics. So she's a writer. She's a great songwriter. Now she has a greeting card line, and she writes all the prose in the greeting cards. So
Look at that. See? Oh, we need to talk with her because
We-
we're trying
yeah.
to launch one ourselves.
We are actually going to launch one. We just got to get some few
Maybe she
things
can
together.
She can help us out.
It's funny that you said that. This is something that we've been working on. Buttercup greetings. Something that Jazz and I feel very good about. So we need to talk to
Mignon, that's her name.
Yeah.
He's
Oh,
heard
it's a
her.
pretty name.
Yeah. Yeah. So so look out for Buttercup greetings.
So when is she going to write something for you?
She doesn't really write songs anymore. She writes, it's more like poetry and prose is what they call it inside of a greeting card. More like prose, which is funny because my grandmother, her mother, was an awesome writer as well. She wrote poems and stuff. So when I was little, she could play the piano because she was the church pianist, and she would say her poems to music to me when I was little. So and I don't know how that skipped my mom because she's not musical. I got my dancing from her. I didn't.
Oh, she's a
my
dancer.
dad can't dance at all. He couldn't. It was horrible. That was
I've never
terrible.
seen Isaac dance. I mean,
Me neither.
I mean, they all can move a little bit, you
There's a
know.
reason
I mean, even
for
Marvin
that.
Gaye, you know, he was not like, you know, but he was just
my
cool
dad
to
is-
move.
That's
you know.
okay. Isaac, he just looked good.
Isaac was just smooth,
Yo,
you know. Bald head,
sweat
had the bald head and
pouring
everything.
down.
You know.
Yes, there's a reason for that.
See,
that you didn't see him dance.
he rocked up bald head. He rocked the bald head before bald head was happening. He was rocking it back then.
Well, I think that's
Seriously.
because, if I remember the story correctly, he tried to get a perm.
And
And he messed up his hair.
telling all the
and
secrets.
and then he shaved it off just because it messed
Really?
up. Yeah.
For real, Heather.
Somebody just asked me, did I have a picture? I have a picture with my dad with hair.
With hair.
Oh, I have to see this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Show it to us. Don't
And the
put
funny
it out
thing,
there.
It's funny as children because we were at his house and he had it on the mantle. And we were like, you had hair? He was like, of course I had hair. But I mean, we've only seen you, like, this is all I know.
And he told you the story about
Yes.
what happened.
So that is so funny. Your dad with hair. I still can't imagine
Couldn't
it.
imagine him here.
And
Never
the
seen it.
fact that your mom was not musical,
No.
you know.
So I think I got the dancing from her, and I got me and my brothers, you know, can move well too. So we got the dancing and the lyrics, I think, from her, and the ears from my dad.
She was kind of like a Hal David. You familiar
Yes.
with that? Hey, Hal David.
My dad
Sister,
loved
girl,
him.
boom.
My dad loved
A
them.
lot of cats don't
yeah,
know
I
about
do
Hal
too.
David. Hal David was one of the
And
greatest
Burt
lyricists in
Bacharach.
Burt Bacharach.
Yeah, he
That's
loved them.
yeah. I hear you.
Wow. So we
Yeah.
have some snippets of some of your original material because you write also.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
right.
want to hear this.
So what is this first song that we're going to hear?
This song is called Closer, and I wanted to do, I appreciate all kinds of music, but I wanted to do something with a little bit more just regular kind of R&B, old school feel. And so I have a band, and so what I did was I usually write without music. I just come up with melodies or hooks or whatever, and I might just have the hook, or I might hum the verse, and then in rehearsal I'll just start singing, and they'll just start playing, and that's just kind of how it always
That's how it
happens.
goes. Okay.
They're good.
Yeah.
They're good like that.
Right.
So, and most of the songs that I do are written like that. If I write them, they're probably, I've already written, like my poor iPhone, the little voice memo, has so many song ideas on it. And
Like little snippets, right? A line here, a line
yeah,
there.
and that's just how we kind of created. And then I did another one, a duet, that Sir Foster, he plays the organ for the Hawks. He's at the Hawks games all the time. And I sent him the hook. And I was just like, I want it like this. And he sent it back, and he was like, okay. And then we just went in, and another friend of mine, Chase Steven, he has an album coming out soon. He's obsessed with Marvin Gaye, but he's in my band
Okay.
full time. But right now he's on a ship right now. He just left. But
Okay.
I was like, well, you should do a duet with me, because we went to Northside together and we were in performing arts together. So we decided to do that together. So
Okay, before we hear the song, the Heather Hayes Experience, that's the name of your band.
that's the corporate band. I have just a lot of different entities. So that's the corporate band, and I started it in 2006. It was originally the Heather Hayes Band,
Okay.
Right.
which was just me, rhythm section, keys, that was it.
Right.
And then in the beginning, I really wanted to have like a big show band, because my background is dancing and performing and singing, because I spent probably like 6 years on the road with James Brown, the Godfather of Soul. So
Right, we
I
can
learned a
talk
lot
about
of
that.
I learned
Wow.
a lot of that. Or
Wow.
I've done videos for Michael, and I did Jay Leno and 106 Park with Beyonce. So I just wanted.
Wow.
I had seen a lot of corporate wedding bands, I would say, and I was in them in other people's bands. But I just felt like, well, if you're gonna do it, do it. Regardless, don't just because it's a corporate gig. So I wanted
Yeah.
it to be a show.
Right.
And so it was the costuming, it was everything. And sometimes people are like, oh, that's a bit much. I'm like, well, this is what I want to do.
Right.
So 2009, I added girls and a horn section. So we're about 11 pieces now.
Wow.
I counted them.
Yes.
I saw the pictures, and I said, they got 11
it's
people in the
11.
band.
Yes,
And the
it's
girls are
Big
hot.
band. Girls are hot.
Oh my God.
Girls are hot.
It's
Yeah.
4 of you, right?
Yes, it's four of
Four
us.
girls,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we
They
do.
hot.
I like to do a lot of different things. Like sometimes we do college gigs, and I have a rapper that comes with me, and so it just depends. And we're transitioning into a show called Hot Buttered Soul, which is a tribute show to my dad, and we do all of his songs, all songs that he performed. If he produced them, we wrote on like a lot of Sam and Dave stuff, Carla Thomas.
Wow. Oh,
Those
my
were his
goodness.
earlier works as
Wow.
a new songwriter.
Wow.
So we
Wow.
cover When Something's Wrong with My Baby, Wrap It Up, Soul Man.
You're
Hold
blowing
On.
my mind right now.
See, I was waiting for that. I was
Wow.
wondering when you were going to do that.
Well, when you do those types of shows, we went to Destin and we had a show like at an amphitheater, and we filmed it and we recorded it live, the audio live. So when we finished that and I put that out, everything is live. It's not studio recorded. It's just us on stage.
When is it coming? When is we going to hear it?
Probably the first of the year.
Okay.
We're
good.
mixing and
It's around the
editing
corner.
now. Yeah,
Around
it's
the
around
corner.
Yeah,
Good.
it'll be done.
Great. You
Yeah.
got to come back and,
Wow.
and so
Yeah.
we can play some
I'm
of it.
excited about it. It's cool to sing his songs. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
And songs he did.
You and I have something in common. You know what that is?
What?
James Brown.
Oh, okay.
And my uncle played drums in James Brown's first band,
Oh,
the
wow.
Famous Flames.
The Famous Flames. Okay.
Nat
cool.
Kendrick. And I'm pretty sure that your dad knew Nat. And I'm pretty sure Otis Redding knew Nat because they
Yeah.
all worked together.
Yeah.
They had to.
Yeah.
So that's what we got in common. So,
Yeah, but-
and then when I was a little kid, I used to go to the Apollo all the time and watch. When my uncle wasn't playing, he would take me there and just to see, all the shows. So I saw Little Annie and the Imperials when I was like 10, 11 years old. I'd go backstage. I saw Sam and Dave. What's his name? Otis
Johnny
Redding.
Taylor.
Otis Redding. I'm going back, y'all. Going back.
Way back.
I'm going
Well,
back.
you know what? Let's listen to Heather's song. This is an original by Miss Heather Hayes, and it's called Closer.
I'm going out my mind. Is there someone who knows what to do to get over how I owe you, over you, over you.
Wow.
Girl,
That's a little sexy.
can't
My
wait to see the
goodness.
video on that one.
Thank you. Yeah, we're gonna do one. So, but again, he went to Northside School of Performing Arts with me, and Foster produced it. Sir Foster plays organ for the Hawks. He's in my band, and so like I said, I start singing something and I sent it to him, and he sent it back, and we were like, well, let's go record it, and we were kind of in the studio, kind of, going back and forth with the bridge. Me and Che, well, I'll say this line. What are you gonna say? That's just kind of how we did it.
Right.
That's fun.
Yeah.
It's nothing like being in the studio. I love that.
So
all
it was-
night.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And the funny thing is, I think we had a photo shoot for Hot Buttered Soul earlier in the day, and we finished the photo shoot and went straight to the studio, and we finished that in one night.
What a
we did
life.
all of it in a night.
The music, was it all produced in studio? Did you have live
There's
accompaniment?
There's a live guitar on there.
That's
the
what I
only
want to
thing-
know.
Yeah, live
Okay.
guitar on there, but that's the only thing that's on there.
Okay.
Live.
And this is your album. This is Heather Hayes.
Yeah. Well, the goal is hopefully to do, like, if we do a Hot Buttered Soul show, for instance, one side will be my favorite songs with my dad's that the band does, and the other side will be songs that I wrote
Okay.
and sang myself. So we're gonna do it kind of like that, because it's just like it's kind of like what inspires you. And so
Right.
he probably inspired me in different ways than he inspired someone else because he's my dad. So
Yeah.
and it's just I think the interesting part about it is that a lot of times, which that's probably true for everybody, you don't really think about where your parents came from and what they did so that you would have better. And I mean, I came from I'm a suburban kid. My dad grew up on a farm, picking cotton, he slept in cars, ate out of trash cans to make it. I never had to do that. And that's because of, what he did. And so it's funny, his music is a lot grittier, a lot more soulful.
Yeah, from where he
came
Because
came
it's where
from.
he's writing
Yeah.
from his experience in life growing up.
And mine is more polished. I probably have some of that because of I'm around him, but it's more polished because he made it so we didn't have to do that. So.
Like a parent should.
Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of like the blues, People used to say, you sing any blues? I said, well, you have to live that.
Yes.
To really sing the blues.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of like what you're saying.
Exactly, because it's really when you listen to that old Stax sound, that's what it was. And I've been to like the Stax Museum. He took me actually to the Stax Museum in Memphis, and if you have not been, I encourage everyone to go. It's wonderful. And he just was showing me different things in the studio, like this is where we worked. And I remember there was this big room, and they have a screen coming down, and you hear them actually. They still have the reels of when. Like Otis Redding was recording, or Sam and Dave recording, and David and my dad were producing the records. Like you hear the actual session.
Oh, how did you feel sitting there listening to that?
The thing about it is it's so hard to, if people don't understand, but that's my parent. So we're like, whatever, Dad. It's just kind of how we were with him. Like, oh, okay. It's like we didn't. It wasn't that big of a deal.
Right.
So that's because he's the same dad that spanked me. So I'm like, I could care less about that. Like, so at the time, you weren't really understanding what he accomplished and his impact on music. But one thing that I do remember is that there was a big room and there was a little thing in the corner. And it was a metal thing. And I was like, Daddy, what's that? And he was like, shoot, that's the heat. And I was like, for this big room? This is how and he was like, yeah. And I said, well, where's the air conditioning? He was like, air conditioning? And I thought to myself, my generation is so spoiled. Like,
air conditioning, open the window. That's air conditioning.
Yeah, and it wasn't even no windows in that big room. And I was like,
first of all, the reels.
Yes.
We don't deal with those, and even though that's a better sound.
Yeah.
I like reel.
Because it's warmer. Because I generally I don't even like, everybody's like into the digital boards and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I would like digital boards for vocals, but I don't like digital boards for instruments because I feel like it takes the warmth out of the instrument. So it's just not my preference. I
Do you
don't.
like it live?
Yeah, but I just don't like you. I only use live digital for the vocals. I have a Allen and Heath for the band because it's not warm. Like I like it mixed like those rock bands. Like it's just I want that kind of warmth to me, and that's just my personal preference. But it was just interesting to see how far we've come and how spoiled we are because you could never get me in no studio without an AC that many hours. I was like, for real?
But look at the kind of music that they put out back then that was so good.
Yeah.
We compare that music to some of the stuff they're playing now, and you can't touch that.
But I think it's because it was true love of it and it didn't come easy. So this is why these people were great because like when I was on the road with James Brown, we literally were playing places like Radio City Music Hall, the Apollo, like I would go overseas, like some of these places I've been to every continent in the world because of James Brown. But the funny thing is he still ran his situation like he was trying to make it, like he was on the Chitlin circuit.
Really?
That's just how
It never left them.
it never left him. His work ethic was still like he was on the Chitlin circuit. And everything about what we did was kind of like that. Even though, of course, we were on huge stages, but when it came to like the rehearsals and the, like he didn't allow you to, which probably come from his era. He didn't really allow you to wear jeans and stuff when you traveled. You had to be dressed nice. Guys had on suits, no tennis shoes.
I believe in that too.
Yeah.
I'm the same way.
Nothing wrong with that.
So he,
Yeah.
I mean, and those were the things, but I just learned they didn't call him the hardest working man in show business for no reason.
For nothing.
I would be like, oh my gosh, when am I going home? Like it was just, and that was a steady job for 6 years.
Wow.
Steady.
Do you think he felt like you say, like he was still trying to make it? Like it never really sank in that he was James
I just think
Brown.
it was so hard for him that he, he's the type of person I'm never gonna let anybody outdo me. Which if you guys saw the movie, you kind of saw some things
We saw it.
like that.
Was that true? Was a lot of it true?
Yes. And the thing about it is that I think sometimes people think you have an idea of who people are just because you listen to the music or see a few interviews. And I saw a lot of the write-ups, like this, they didn't show this particular part of him and his, as far as his culture and, the African-American culture and things like that. And, say a lot of black and they didn't show enough of his, that movement that he had for a while. But the reality of it is he was hilarious. Like he was so, when I saw the guy who played him, he was so on it. Like he was so, when I was looking at it, I was like, that's my boss.
Like the things he said.
Yes, his mannerisms, the way he held his hand, the way he walked, like all of it. And the funny thing is I'm really close to his daughters, well, two of his daughters, Yama and Deanna. And they would go and oversee it while it was shooting. So they knew, I was like, they know their dad. Like anybody, all of us knew him. Like it wasn't, I mean, I worked for him day in and day out for 6 years. He wasn't separate. He might travel separate with us, but you would come to sound check and that's like a 2-hour rehearsal. We used to call it the show before the show. Like he didn't care. Well, we're going to rehearse for 2 hours and we're going to go and do a 3-hour show.
Wow.
I mean, it's just kind of.
No rest in between?
You ate and you got dressed and that was that. And you would go on to, the next city. I remember when we would leave to go overseas, I would have a tour book. And it'd be like 26 shows in 28 days.
My goodness.
And we would start counting down like, only 15
More to go.
You'd be like,
And those shows were intense too.
Yes, they were 2.5, 3-hour shows.
What about the fines? Did you ever get fined?
Yes, I got fined. Oh. That's the truth. He fined.
And what did you do to get fined?
I got fined.
You were late.
No, I wasn't late. I had a safety pin in my costume, and he saw it. I don't even know how he saw it.
What?
He fined me for the safety pin.
Oh my God. Well, tell me this. If they were going to do the Isaac Hayes story, who do you think would play him?
Good question.
I don't know.
Good question.
Because,
Who can play Isaac Hayes?
That's coming, just so you know.
It really is?
Yeah.
Oh, they're.
Yeah, that's
you heard
coming.
it first, y'all.
That's coming.
You heard it first. On
It's-
At Home with
it's-
AJ,
it's a ways
it's coming.
off, but it's coming. We don't know. Like we've kind of thrown ideas around because we created a company called Isaac Hayes Enterprises, which my brother, Isaac Hayes III, he runs it. So I mean, we have T-shirts out now called everybody should go get it. It's called This Is Isaac Hayes Tea. It's the one with the chains
I want
on
one.
it. It's at isaachays.com. And so we're working on a lot of different things, and everybody should kind of look up the Unvaulted. It's a thing called Unvaulted, and just look up that. So we're trying to figure out we're probably going to do a documentary prior
first.
to.
Okay.
Yes. And then we're thinking about a movie because the story it's a crazy story. So because my brother's making my mom write all these things down because my mom was with him and married to him during the height of his career. So
Well, I mean, when you do the casting,
Yeah, who
you're
do you
gonna have to
in
play.
mind?
You're gonna have to find somebody that's gonna play. Of course, Isaac.
Yeah.
In different stages, young Isaac.
Yeah.
Okay, when he was a little boy, then going through all that growing up years, and then the Isaac when he started actually doing his music and like maybe performing for the first time. Let's just
Yeah.
say, okay, and then you gotta have another Isaac that's
Oh,
kind of
wow.
grown.
Yeah.
It's gonna be different Isaacs.
I have so
and
many.
then
I have so many questions about this.
and-
It's like,
and then Heather,
She just brought up
when he meets your mom, like
Yeah.
how they met,
That was
that's
Blind
gonna be
Date.
funny. I can't
blind
wait to see
date.
that.
Oh, she's got so much.
And then you gotta
Wait a
find
minute,
you,
wait.
the little Heather.
Wait, babe.
Growing
I want to
up.
know what was his first gig?
When or
What
where?
what was his first gig?
I remember him. I don't know if this was his first gig, but because he used to gig a lot as a saxophone player,
Mm-hmm.
and he kept kept auditioning for Stax to be a staff musician as a sax player, but he never
Wow.
made it.
I just can't
Wow.
comprehend this.
He
This guy was a
never-
saxophone player.
He never
I
made
knew
it.
that.
He never made it as a saxophone player. He would audition and audition, and he just never made it. But I remember him telling me he got a gig. The band got a gig and he was the keyboard player, but he couldn't really play.
Keyboards now.
So he couldn't play the piano.
He couldn't read.
He couldn't read. He really couldn't play.
Oh
my God.
man.
So he was
what
like
was he
playing
doing?
the one chord the whole night that he knew.
And they actually did a gig with him
Yeah.
playing.
Yeah.
One chord now.
He played with 2 fingers. That's kind of how he started playing.
Wow.
Yeah, and this lady named Dolores Jones started teaching him how to play. And then when he finally decided, like, well, if I can't make it as a staff musician, and I don't know how he met David Porter, but he was like, we should be a writing team, Hayes and Porter, and that's
That's how it
how it
started.
started.
Wow.
And once again, who do you think could play Isaac?
I don't know. Like I literally have no idea.
No idea.
I have no idea.
Who do you think,
but again,
Anthony?
like I was saying,
Who do you see- who do you see
there's
as Isaac?
different stages of Isaac Hayes.
But I mean Black Moses.
when
Isaac.
he is at his height, the Isaac Hayes, grown, making it.
Yeah. do you
Gosh,
see?
that's a hard one.
What
That's a
I would
hard one.
prefer is to ultimately use an unknown.
Okay.
That's what I think we should do.
Because number one, I mean, first of all, can he? Well, are you going to be looking for someone who
I have an idea.
can sound or that can sing like him, or that's going to
I
be,
don't think-
or that's going to be,
I think we would use
his tracks, yeah,
Right,
for
right.
that.
which is kind of the same thing that they did with Mr. Brown's movie. They, he sang
Does he-
some of it in
he-
the,
did he really?
well, the part when he was singing in jail. That was actually him
That was him?
singing. That was the actor singing, but the music for the most part was James Brown.
That's interesting.
And he couldn't dance. He had to learn.
Yeah.
From what I heard, he could not bust
Yeah.
a lick. He couldn't dance. How did he learn that and did it that well? Who taught him?
That's what actors do.
Who
That's why they
taught
get
this-
paid the big
Yeah.
bucks.
He was
Did you know the choreographer who did that?
off the top of my head, I can't think of who it is. I'd have to ask Yama because I don't remember who choreographed it. I mean, I know they shot it, I think, in Mississippi. I know that's where it was shot. But I don't really remember who the choreographer
Because
was.
when I read what the critics say, they said he really learned it well.
No, he was
learned it very well.
like
the
I said,
steps.
because they had the premiere in Atlanta at Atlantic Station. So I was there, like my brother came, a lot of the band that lives in Atlanta came, and we all collectively were like, that was Mr. Brown. Like it was very much him. It
Wow.
wasn't.
I said he had his essence down.
Yes.
He might not have looked like him,
Yeah.
but he played him.
Yeah, and all the
There was shots. There was times where he kind of, he did kind of favor him a lot. Different
There was
shots of him.
just some of the stuff, some of the sayings.
Right.
It's what he said. It's just he was hilarious. So
He did say some funny things.
yes, he was really funny. Like he was about his business. I've seen him unplug musicians mid-show, during the show.
Whoa.
Like get off my stage, buy him a ticket home.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, I've seen him send people home. Like
Really? Just go home.
yeah,
Well, you know what? I'm gonna tell y'all who I think could play.
I don't know. It's so she wants an unknown.
Everybody
So
keeps getting away from that, and I want to.
he is a known actor.
Bing Rain. Bing
Bing-
Rain.
Bing Rams. That's a possibility.
Yeah,
good
that's
idea.
that's my choice.
Ving Rhames.
Yeah.
Not a bad idea. We'll see.
fine. I don't see it, but you know, let's see what happens.
But you said it's good too. Getting an unknown. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
no
Try to get
expectations.
I can see an unknown.
No,
I can see
he
an
doesn't
unknown.
even really have to look like him as long as he can act.
Yeah,
and
it's just
play
it's
with
such a. I don't know how we would condense the story because it's such a huge story. It's just a lot of stuff. So
do a mini series.
yeah, because like I said, my brother has my mom writing stuff down. Do you remember this? Do you remember that? Because it's kind of crazy. People probably won't believe some of it.
Well, how much documentation have you done while you was with him? Did you document anything? Did you? I mean, you got tons of footage on him.
Well, there's tons of footage. Just
You know.
look, again, at that time it was child father, so we were like document him like for what? I mean, I have pictures with him and stuff like that, but
Yeah, you didn't
You wasn't even thinking about it.
think
No.
about
You
it.
wasn't thinking about it. It's like,
We
that's
didn't
dad. So what? What are we
yeah,
gonna film
which
you
is
for?
Kind of the same
Yeah.
way I thought about James Brown. Yeah, just Mr. Brown. They're like, and I'm like, yeah. And it's so funny because when I talked to Yama's like, have you remember Dad? Because we were pretty close. We were pretty tight. And it's like, yeah, it's just weird when you're around these people and you see them off the stage on a regular basis.
It's
So
not.
that, you know, that's the thing. And because the funny thing is I'm really close friends with Keisha. And Millie Jackson and my dad went on a tour together. So they have worked and they did an album together. And me and Keisha always were like, oh my God, we hated that album. We hate that album that they did. It's
Don't
so
hate your parents' album. Don't hate it.
funny.
Don't hate your parents. They was doing the
like
best they
that
could.
album.
What's the name of it?
I don't remember. I just remember that Keisha's mom, Millie Jackson, had on some kind of space outfit. We were like, what were y'all thinking with them outfits? This is a mess. I don't know.
But that was the thing back then. Remember
Right.
LaBelle?
Yeah, and
Patty
that's
Bell?
exactly what she looked like.
Right.
We were like, that's a mess. But
That's
you know,
the way
me
it
and
was.
Keisha, we make jokes about it all the time. So
So who was the disciplinarian in the house?
my dad.
Okay.
Yeah, not my mom. My dad, most definitely.
Hmm.
Yeah, we were all scared. We were scared of his voice. So he'd be like, oh.
Heather, come here.
Well, what it was he would be out of town for long periods of time. And then if your grades were bad, you didn't clean your room, my mom was like, I'm telling your dad when he gets home. And he loved cologne. And he wore so much cologne, as soon as he hit the door, you smelled
knew
him.
it.
Wow.
Everybody started straightening stuff up. Like, oh. So that, I mean, yeah. He didn't play about grades, cleaning up your room. He didn't play about that. So,
Sounds like my
That
parents.
is awesome.
yeah, he didn't play about that at all.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean,
Memories.
most people-
Okay, hey, we got some more business to take care of with
Yeah,
Heather.
we do. As
We
you
are
know.
going to pick some questions out of. This is a special bag that that kind of
It
found
looks special.
it kind of found its way to us.
Okay.
One day I was shopping. I was looking for something, and it's called me.
Okay.
And it said, Anthony, you must buy me. This will make a great fan bag. And I said, okay, I'll get you. Okay.
Okay.
So this bag here has some questions from your fans, Heather.
Okay.
You have fans all over the world.
Okay.
Okay. They know you. They know your dad. But these basically are pertaining to more to you.
Okay.
Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to shake this bag, and you're going to pull one question out of here, and you're going to give that question to Jasmine.
Okay.
Ladies first.
And then
And then after that-
Annie's gonna read it.
Little Andy going to read it. Little Andy, you didn't tell me you was going to read in this segment. You know how we always talk, we discuss the show? Why don't you talk to me about it? Little Andy, y'all know him. So, and then after that, then you'll pull another one, you give it to me, and I'll read it.
Okay.
So, let's shake it up here. And put your hand in there, Heather. Grab one question out of there.
This is one. Okay.
There you go.
Okay, let's see what we have here.
Well, Anthony, reading, huh?
Oh, wow. Hi, Heather. My name is Daryl from Atlanta, and my question is, who was your inspiration growing up and why?
Good question. Interesting.
Inspiration. As
Inspiration.
far as what? Performing or
Uh,
Whitney Houston.
Really?
Oh, I was obsessed with her.
Oh, my God.
My whole wall was Whitney Houston when I was a little girl. Yeah. And my dad knew her because he toured with Dionne Warwick and he wrote a song for her. So I was obsessed with Whitney. Whitney all day.
Wow. Wow.
You know, she passed on my birthday.
Oh, wow.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
that's right. February 11th.
February
That's right.
11th.
She sure did.
Yeah.
But it's still a happy occasion because it's your birthday.
Yeah.
You know.
Gotta celebrate.
So we got some big things planned for your birthday. Mine's is January 17th.
Wow, mine's January 18th.
Get out.
You know, I did read
Capricorns
something
in the
about you as a
house.
Capricorn. Girl, we got another finger. We both
17, 18.
Capricorns are taking over. I'm
We have
telling
to have
you.
a big party.
I'm telling you. We are taking over. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Capricorn in the house, y'all. All right, Heather. Pick out another one.
Okay.
Oh,
this
okay.
is
It's
lit.
here. It's yours.
Capricorn. Okay. Gotta put my eyes on. I know you want to say something.
Nope.
I know you want to snap on me by my eyes. Because you know we can't see.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Hey Heather, my name is Kim from Japan.
Ooh.
Okay.
You been to Japan lately?
Not lately, but I've been to Japan.
I know you have. At what age did you realize that your father was a famous musician, composer, writer, etc.? When did you realize that?
That's good.
That's a good question.
Good question.
What age did you realize that? Damn, my dad is famous.
Probably like 12, maybe.
How did
Really?
he hit you? What did you do?
Like, how did you know? What?
Well,
how
he
did
was
you-
on TV.
First time you saw him on TV.
Well, I think that I saw him on TV before, but we would say things like he's in the TV. Like we didn't get it. You know, when you're that.
Oh, he's in TV.
the TV.
How did he get in there?
Where's the TV?
Dad's in
Yeah.
the TV.
How'd you get in there?
I don't
Yeah,
know
the
that
TV.
it ever it didn't really register to any of us. Just I don't think you really know what fame is, and you don't really understand it till we were teenagers. Mm-hmm. Like, cause you kind of look like what's the big deal, like and they just kept us really far away from that. Mm-hmm. So I would say preteen.
That
11,
it,
12.
that you
And
you
I-
realized that he was
Yeah.
somebody, something was special.
And the sad thing about it is the only reason why I realized that is because I had such a hard time in school because of it.
From other kids?
Yes.
Were they, you think you this,
Yeah.
and you think,
Oh,
Yeah, that's my
you
life
got that
story.
kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And you weren't even thinking about that.
No. Like we were like, what? Who cares? Like,
But you know what? They wish they did. They wish they had. Hello.
yeah.
What, now, when was the first time you saw him perform live?
I saw him perform live when I was really little. I don't remember much of it because somebody started shooting,
Oh.
and I just remember
Guns?
Yes, a bodyguard picking me up and running with me, and a security guard got shot in the foot, and I don't really know. And they said my dad just kept playing, and I just remember the screaming and the pandemonium. Like I remember that.
Where was this at?
I don't even remember where it was because I was so little. I was very, very small.
But you
I remember that part of it. But I mean, again, I just feel like we're there and we don't really know what he's doing. I was really little, so I'm like, what is he doing? I didn't really get it. Like I said, until you become teenager where you really understand it, and I was into music and things like that, then I got it. And then after that, I don't think, even before then, I never really went to see him perform. I was obsessed with Michael Jackson. So that is only person I cared about back then before Whitney Houston. And he would arrange for us to go see Michael every time Michael came to Atlanta. Somebody, he would take us, or somebody that worked for him would take us and take us backstage so I could meet Michael Jackson. That's all I cared about.
Did you get to meet him?
Yeah, I've worked with Michael before. I did a video with Michael.
Wow.
Which one?
Which one?
It's called Ghost. It was one of the last ones, one of the last big ones he did, and they released it on Halloween. And we shot.
I haven't
Worse
seen
than
that.
shot for 6. It's called Ghost. But it's we dress up like ghosts and goblins, and it was like a 6-7 week shoot. We shot and rehearsed.
And
That
what
was
song?
it's called Too Bad, but it's like a movie.
Okay.
So it's really cool.
We're
though.
going to pull that up tonight.
Yeah,
We're
and the
gonna watch
man
that.
who did like all the animals for Jurassic Park and Stan Winston, he did all of the makeup and all of it for it.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
And I was getting ready to ask you something else about when was the first time your dad saw you perform?
When I was in performing arts school and we would do shows, we had a show here at one of the hotels downtown. And like I was like the singer in the show, so I had a big solo. I don't remember what it was, but it was like a big song. And I remember performing, and I remember seeing a light come down the aisle, and I'm singing like, hey, what's that? And they were doing a Monica Kaufman close-up special.
On you?
So they filmed on him, but they filmed him walking in, seeing me perform, and I was so confused. Like, why is my dad here, and why is there a camera? Like, I was so confused, and I think that was one of the first times he saw me. And then he used to come and see me a lot with James Brown. Like, that was kind of cool. Like, I'd be like, Daddy, I'm in Vegas. I'm in Vegas too. Well, can you come by for the show? Yeah. New York Central
How
Park.
cool
He
is
came.
that?
He would get on stage and embarrass me because he couldn't dance. And Mr. Brown would call him out and have him dance with me, and it was awful because he can't dance. So he would come and see a lot of those shows. And then when I wanted to start my band, he brought the band down to Memphis, and we performed for him at the Sex Museum because I needed to know if we sucked. So we didn't.
How did you?
know.
How
You
did you
did
get your band? How did you get the band together? And where did they come from? These people, you know, where did you find them at? Your bass player, the girls. I mean, where did they all? How did they find you? How did you find them?
Some of it was just, you know, when you in Atlanta, when you're gigging and you go to clubs, you just see musicians and you know, you write numbers down and things like that. And I was in another band, but I was in someone else's band. So when I decided to start my own band, you know, I kind of picked some of the people from that band because that band was basically disintegrating. And then a lot of it's word of mouth. Like the musicians are like, well, I know this guy, such and such and such. And Foster came in as a sub, and he was so incredible. I was like, we need to keep him. And Ed Stroud suggested Laura.
Okay.
Because she would sing, she would waitress sometimes at Cafe 290, but she would sing at Cafe 290. He was like,
I know,
You know her.
yes. So I had an audition, and Laura came to the audition, and Keena came to the audition, and I just recently had another audition, which is how I found the girls, and Shamir was the one that we just added.
Oh, you got
So-
Shamir in there.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, yeah, auditions, but the musicians were generally word of mouth. I didn't audition musicians. And Che was just, I found him on Facebook, and I mean, we were like this in school, and we toured together in school and tour show. And so I was like,
Wow.
I need a male singer. You want to be in it? He was like, yeah. And that was just, and I knew he could sing. So that wasn't, you know, an
That
issue.
was the guy that we heard.
Yes, that's the guy that I sing with. And then, like I said, when
Wow.
I do colleges and clubs and stuff, I have a rapper. And I tried to audition for rappers. And I was like, oh my God, I can't find anybody I liked. And then my brother was like, why don't you just use Chevy? And Chevy used to be his roommate for like 7 years. I don't know why I didn't think of that.
I
Because
remember
they
Chevy.
had done songs together. They had like 6 songs on the ATL soundtrack and for that
Wow.
movie.
Oh,
and,
yeah, I remember
And I don't even understand why I didn't think of it, but that's how
And
Chevy.
he's good.
Yeah.
And you know, one of my good friends used to be in your band,
Who?
Mike Tisdale.
Oh, okay.
Mike.
Yeah.
Hey.
Shameless plug. Plug. Hey, Mike.
Shout out to Mike.
And yeah, because I found him from the other band.
Okay.
Mike's cousin, Calvin Wallace. Shout out to Calvin. He used to play in my band, Total Eclipse.
Okay.
Small world.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
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 So yeah, it was just word of mouth. Musicians are always. I think you can find really good musicians, and if I needed somebody, the guys that are in my band, they know me, and they know the kind of material that we do, and I was so especially when we started Hot Butter Soul, those songs are not easy to learn. Like Shaft was interesting to learn at the time, but I mean, Ed Stroud is probably one of the
Yes.
most bomb
Yeah.
guitar players there is. You know what I mean? So, I mean that, but the guys were like, "Oh my God, what was your father thinking?" Like, and I'm like, "What do you mean? Like, just learn it." So,
They don't understand, do they?
no,
Composition.
Everybody,
man.
they think it sounds so easy till they start to
Composition.
play.
Play
Just
it.
like the Motown stuff.
Yeah.
They think that those bass lines were so simple.
yeah. So,
Nope.
so we kind of looked for an extra. We needed an extra keyboard player for that. So we kind of had to pick like, okay, it's got to be somebody that can really play. So, it's just like I said. I think all of it is word of mouth. When it comes to picking females in my band, I am very careful, because I just don't want any drama. And
Right.
Because it can be.
yeah, but
right?
people always ask me where I got them from. They're like, "How did you end up with the?" Because they're it's no drama, but they're very tomboyish, which is what I love about them. And they're crazy, but they can sing. Like
Yeah.
the girls be singing. Like
And
some of
they-
the guys don't sing anymore. They're like, "There's no point in singing with you guys. They call us the praise team."
And they can dance.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And so for Hot Butter Soul, you're going to use that band.
Yes,
Use the
same
girls
band
and-
plus the
okay.
girls. Yeah, it'd be the same band because Che sings a lot. I sing a lot of the Sam and Dave stuff with Che. And then, my dad was really into backgrounds on a lot of his songs, like Walk On By. We do
Oh,
that.
Yeah.
We did that. We do I Stand Accused.
My favorites. I used to play that
Yeah.
to death. That
Yeah.
whole side. I lay on the couch. I put it on. we had one of those big stereos, and they look like furniture,
Yes.
with the TV and
Yeah.
the stereo on top.
Definitely.
And I would put that album on
Yep.
and lay on the couch. And
Yeah, so I have to have singers. I want to get Keisha out. So I'm going to get Keisha out on the road with us and do some stuff with us. That crazy girl. So it's fun.
man.
It's fun. It's challenging, but it's fun. But
Well,
they
we gotta
sounded
get,
great.
we got to get you three here on the show.
Yeah.
So
oh,
y'all can talk
that
about
would be
what
a
y'all
lot
getting
of
ready to
fun.
do.
So you can talk about the Soul
I'll just
Sisters.
sit back.
No, seriously, we
and
got-
let
we
y'all
gotta-
go at it, cause you all got
Man,
some
we got-
stories.
We got to make room. We got.
Make sure everybody listens to Soul Sisters on Dash Radio, and it's an app that you put on your phone.
Oh,
Okay, yeah. Tell everybody.
Well, it's an
how
app.
to
I think
get it.
everybody needs to get the app. It's Dash Radio. And they approached my brother about having a soul station. You have a bunch of different stations, and they're geared towards techno, pop, rock. And so they asked my brother to take over the station that was dedicated to soul music. And it's only soul music, and it's called Pure Soul Power by Isaac Hayes.
I love it.
So then they started wanting content. And so we created a talk show, a radio show that comes on Thursdays at 5 called Soul Sisters.
Love it.
And we kind of just talk about what's going on today as it relates to soul music, because nothing's new. So people were writing about the same things that are going on right now.
Right.
I was on your Facebook page and I saw you in the studio
Yeah,
talking.
yeah.
That was you. Yeah, absolutely. There
Yeah.
you go.
Make sure you give us a shout out.
I
At Home with
will.
AJ.
Absolutely. It's on
And
At
the
Home
show
with AJ.
is from 5 to
7.
5 to 7.
5 to
Okay.
7 on Thursdays.
Thursday
It
nights.
airs on Saturdays at 2. But
Okay.
so
Right. Shout us out.
Yes.
Hey.
And do you have any CDs coming out yourself?
yeah, I want, like, some of those songs that I played for you will be on the CD. I'm working on a few new ones, but yeah, new songs. But
And when will we see that?
spring,
In the spring.
probably in the
Okay.
spring.
You let us know so we can shout it out.
I will.
So we want to thank you, Heather, for gracing our couch.
Yes. Heather.
Thank you guys so
Heather
much.
Hayes.
Thank
wow.
you.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And everybody, please make sure you listen to the radio program every Thursday.
5 to 7 Dash Radio, Pure Soul Power by Isaac Hayes.
That's it.
You heard
That's
it first.
Soul Sisters, that's what it's called.
Soul Sisters every Thursday.
We gotta get them.
And you can hear it again on Saturdays,
2 p.m.
2 p.m. Look for Heather's CD in the spring. We'll let you know here first when
That's right.
when it's ready.
Yep.
And so, Anthony, once again, this is At Home with AJ, where vision
And reality come together.
Good night,
night, y'all.
everybody.